Here we go. Let's get this party started. Good afternoon, good morning. Finally, I get to do a webinar with someone in my time zone. For both my host and myself today, it's 10 a.m. where we are. Dave Hoshin here from Exoticca, Director of Sales West and South Central for Exoticca Extraordinary Travel Crafters. How are you, Dave?
I'm doing great and really excited to see you in person to do this. Oh man, I was so happy when we joined Spoiled Agent and like, wow, I can't believe it. It's great.
You know what? It's gonna be something quite amazing. All the things we get to do together. And as you know, we were creating your page and crafting this and all the webinar, I was like, oh my gosh, how could I even pick one of these trips? What's your favorite Exotica experience, or what would you do?
My favorite trip is the last one I went on.
Tell us,
And
tell
before
us.
that, and before that, it was the one before that.
Oh my gosh,
So,
of course it was.
so I went to Egypt first. And I was like, oh, I can't believe this whole place is so old that people didn't know how to write stories about it. It's so old. And I'm like, everyone should go to Egypt for many reasons,
So
spiritual
many.
reasons, metaphysical reasons, some of the greatest builders ever on the planet reasons. And then I went to India recently and I thought, oh man, I'm not so sure about Egypt anymore because the Indian people are just amazing. They absorbed all these different cultures and, from the Muslim people and the Brits and the people from the North. It's just this omelet, but they're great builders too. That's the other thing about Indians, like the Egyptians. I think a lot of cultures build stuff, just
I
crazy,
know.
crazy, incredible things.
And
That's
and
why
you
I love travel.
Exactly. And you don't get to learn this, in anything else than really immersing yourself. Okay, you can learn in a book or whatnot, but to go and live and experience it is just so magic. So I'm so happy to bring all of you Exotica Extraordinary Travel Crafters, because it is really all of our bucket list times 1,000, like anything you can imagine and fathom. And the pricing is phenomenal, and they're experts on spoiling agents. So I was like, Dave, hey, we need to work together. And I'm so excited. So I'm so happy to be here. Brand new partner of ours, super expert in spoiling, an amazing guy and friend of mine with Dave. And we're going to have a great time on our webinar. You just get ready to push those buttons, those hearts, those claps, all the reactions. To let Dave know what we're feeling. Of course, blow up the chat box. We love to see that. And then make sure you ask your questions, because Dave, he's sacrificing his time to go to India for you, and Egypt and all of these places. So he's taking one for the team. He's going and experience all these worldwide destinations. So ask him the questions, put it in the Q&A, and I promise you, if he doesn't have the answer, he's going to help you out with a follow-up. Now, just
Yeah.
quick housekeeping. We're recording this session. So if something is so beautiful that you fall off your chair and you can't get back up, it's okay. You watch the recording tomorrow right on the Exotica page. Or let's say you have to run because you're telling your client about the amazing group offers that Dave's telling you. Just come back and watch the recording on their page anytime, okay? Also, the Q&A is for the questions, as you know, and make sure that you stay on until the Q&A portion if you'd like to qualify for the prize. Now, only if you're on Facebook, add your email. If you're here on Zoom, we already know who you are. But that prize is, do you want to say that, Dave, or shall I?
Now you can tell them.
So this is going to be right on time for the holidays, a $100 Amazon gift card. What would you do with $100? Let us know, what would you do with $100 on Amazon? And if you think you would love to have that gift card, but more than anything, everyone's going to be a winner, because you're going to hear about all the great business opportunities and how to make your clients so happy by using Exotica for their group travel plans all over the world. So without further ado, I'm going to slide this over and let Dave take it away.
Thank you, Sabrina. Hey, everyone. This is going to be a fantastic presentation. We're going to cover a lot of ground, and I hope you save your questions, good questions, for the end, right? So we are Exotica. extraordinary travel crafters.
Yep, that's me. And this is the moment when I saw my life flashing before my eyes and realized I had to live more.
Action!
They showed up. They had a plan. They'd put you in the chair, make you director, and tell you, go.
Oh, wow. Look at this.
I was stuck. But deep inside, I knew there had to be more. You're in charge, you're the boss, you're the director.
It has to be wilder. Hey! Hey, can you bring it up? Greater. Magnificent! I really want my wife to see this.
Bring in his wife, please.
More romantic.
It has to be more epic.
What did you wish for?
That it's affordable.
Yeah, let's try some frog.
Your little boy's fine. Your little boy's just having a bit of an adventure. Yes, I know, Mummy. Yes, we miss you too. Exotica. Exotica, Mummy. This is what I want to see, flashing before my eyes. That was extraordinary.
So hopefully that's coming soon to your life, an extraordinary vacation to what people call bucket list travel. The name Exotica, simply is an interpretation of going to what exotic places around the world, you know, the kind of trips that people dream about. So let's talk about the company a little bit. I know that you're all over, and I wanted you to see who your contact people are. I'm out in the West. I cover the Western US, the Rocky Mountain states, and for the time being, South Central, which is Texas and the surrounding areas around Texas. We have a color-coded chart here for you so you can see who your sales contact is depending on what state you live in. I think this is already posted in and updated in Spoil Agents, so no need to memorize it here because it's available to you through the platform. So let's talk about company updates, a little bit about us. I want you to, by the end of this session, if you're not registered with us, I want you to register with us and get in line, line yourself up for success with Exoticca, with your business. I'll roll out a lot of tools that you can see to help you build and grow your business. So we were founded in Barcelona. We have about 500 employees, so it's not a small company, it's a large company, even compared to some of the big tour operators here in the US and Canada. We do get a high customer service satisfaction. We use Trustpilot for that. We get 4.5 on our reviews in general, across the board, you know, it's like an average, we do that. We provide a lot of technology, and all of this stuff is in real time, which means that you get to talk to your clients in a very meaningful way with pricing, tours, details, the activities. We have 325 tours, about 78 countries. They go up and down a little bit as we add things in or we take things out. And that's sort of the foundational stuff for Exoticca. So something that people don't understand, because they don't know, you don't know, right? So we're a global company and we are selling these tours around the world. But what's not known is that we're selling tours from the USA and Canada, from Mexico, from Colombia, from the UK, Spain, France, Germany. You know, we have this great product, and our partners, whether you're traveling out of Peru or Chile or Argentina, they are going to all these packages, these itineraries. Remember, the itineraries are fixed. You can't change them from day to day. They're going on all these trips that we offer around the world. Here we go. So the TA, the Travel Advisor Experience. We built our technology to simply combine all the things that we have into a package so it's easy for you. We're taking all the work out of it for you. So we digitalize the supply chain to enable an online sale on a multi-day tour with very complex activities throughout the course of a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month, because we have a trip that goes for about a month. We put that all in place for you. Step one, you pick the destination in the portfolio. Step two, you get the packages, you set everything up there, you choose your flights, you do all your combination, you set up all the details, you personalize the package. I like the word personalize because it means that you can add things in there that your client is interested in. You can't modify, you can't pick a random hotel that your client heard about and ask us, say, hey, can you get the ABC LMNOP hotel? That's an FIT company. We have prepackaged tours, and that's how it works with us. Step 5, obviously, is payment and completion of that. When you become efficient at booking with us, you can get this stuff done in about 10, 15 minutes. It really is quick, it's fast, efficient. So here are some of the other tools that we have for you to work with. Real-time pricing. So as you work with us, you will see a calendar in every package and every booking. Once you go online, you'll see a calendar. Once you pick the destination, and you'll see different prices, as you can see on your screen right there, which gives you the ability to suggest to the client, hey, travel on the weekend or travel on Wednesday. Prices are different. If people are super price sensitive, this is the way to go because it's dynamic pricing. It's live, it's real. We also offer guaranteed departures. When I say guaranteed departures, Exoticca doesn't cancel tours. Some tour companies, you make a booking with them a month ahead of travel, they call you up, they say, oops, sorry, we have to cancel the tour. We don't do that. We guarantee departures down to 2 passengers, which makes us really unique in the tour operator space. Down to 2 passengers. Now, we know that your clients put in for their vacation 3 months ahead, 4 months ahead. Some companies want you to put your vacation in a year before. In January, you have to say when you want to go on holiday. So it's really hard news to get a call that says, oops, we're so sorry, we have to refund. We canceled the tour. We didn't have enough people showing up. At Exoticca, if we want 20 people on a bus or 30 people on a bus, depending on where in the world you're traveling, if we only have 4 people leaving on that departure date, that tour is going to go. So that's really, really, really great stuff compared to how other companies work. So we're going to talk about tools and functionality. We had the packaging, and recently, earlier this year, we rolled out the Exoticca Travelers app. Everyone has a smartphone, or almost everyone has a smartphone. People want their technology. They like their technology. They want to keep it in their pocket or their pocketbook. You know, you want to have it in your hand as you travel. You want to take pictures and do all of that. So we have the Travelers app, and the Travelers app essentially puts the entire itinerary on your phone so you can see what's going on day to day as you travel. It covers your hotels, it covers your flights, it covers changes. In addition to all of that, the ultimate source of any change on any tour such as ours, it's a fixed itinerary, is going to be your escort or your tour guide. But you also have it on your phone and in your app. And I talked about going to Egypt. I didn't talk about going to Chile. I went there. And I talked about going to India. It's still on my phone. And I forget where I went and what order and the name of a city because You know, if when you forget some things about your tour, it's on my phone. So if it comes up with my friends, I just pull my phone out and I open up the app and I open up the itinerary that I went to, the country that I went to, and there it is right there. It's right there on my phone. It's like your personal diary for when you're traveling. New tools. If you're not booking with us, and if you have booked with us, you will see the flight selector. Flight selector gives you the option of choosing from basic economy. Some people are okay with that. Some people want regular economy because they want their seat assignments. Some people want extra leg room because they want to splurge a little bit, or maybe they're tall or something to that of that nature, and they just want the extra space. They want to travel towards the front of the plane. And some people want first and business class. We actually give you the choices of choosing from a basic ticket all the way up to first class. And you can do that with us. And I love that about Exoticca, that you do have choices. While you can't change day 1, day 2, day 5, day 6, day 7, you do have some choices to personalize the trip for the client so they enjoy themselves as they're traveling with us. A lot of new tools have been rolled out recently around marketing and marketing assets. We are aware that people like social media, so we have reels, and then we have some other films that you can use. We also offer training, live one-on-one training for you. Just a sample of what the flight selector looks like. You can choose best price. And when you choose best price, you should be aware that it could be a basic economy ticket. You can choose a recommended flight. So you can look through that. You can click on the flight where it says JFK. You can click in that section. It opens up the layover. It gives you all the detailed information that as a serious travel professional, you need to know, because if you're flying through Atlanta or Chicago and it says a 55-minute connection, as an advisor, you know that, oh my goodness, those airports are so large. I don't know if I like a 55-minute connection. You're going to look for something else, more like an hour and a half, so that you know your clients are going to be comfortable getting off the plane, going through the airport, and getting to their new gate, right? So those are little tricks of the trade that the advisors know that your customers don't know, and that brings value. That's your value to your client. That's why they use you. And we talked about the premium fares. Those are obviously going to be more expensive. There are 2 ways to book with us. You can call it in to find out more about premium fares, in particular, premium fares to first class. You might want to give us a call on that. The other stuff is very easy, very straightforward. Book it online. You see where it talks about luggage, check luggage or not luggage, and things like that. So we put details in there that's helpful to you. New tools, block price for 48 hours. And as we started working more and more with advisors, we realized that you need to consult with your clients, yeah? Sometimes you're working with them for a week, 2 weeks, a month, 3 months, 6 months ahead of time. What this new thing does for the 48-hour hold is that we're going to hold the price for you on the package. And it gives you 2 days to have a conversation with the client, because we know you need time. And what we're going to do, Exoticca does, we know that air prices go up and down all the time. Well, generally they go up, not so much down. But we're going to hold the price. And if we say we hold the price on the 48-hour hold and the price is $2,500 per person, even if the price goes up with the airline, you still pay $2,500 per person. And I think that's just a wonderful thing, that policy that Exoticca put in place, that I know that everyone who's a travel advisor loves, because you often quote a price and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, the price went up by $500. And your client does that emoji thing with the zipper across their mouth, right? Because now they're upset and you have to convince them that this is a legit deal and all of this other stuff. We want to take all that stress out of it for you. 48-hour hold. Check this out.
We see them every day. They are on our wallpapers. Idyllic and predetermined landscapes. Places so incredible that they even seem unreal. The more we look at them, the more unattainable they seem to become. Maybe that's why we cover them up with folders, documents, and trash cans, creating a barrier between our daily routine and the dream of leaving it behind. Until one day you discover that this unimaginable place, which has always been on the other side of the screen, is just a click away.
Places so imaginable that they almost seem unreal. Travel with Exoticca and let's go discover the world. I love this video and I love the fact that it shows you something super amazing and it says point and click. And that's some of what our technology does. That's how we want to help you book and grow your business. So everyone wants to know about instant quotes. We talked about that because you saw the calendar. Your clients get great pricing because in the first video, when the wife in the desert said to her husband, "What did you wish for?" And he said that it's affordable. That's what we're offering, affordable prices to extraordinary vacations. We're offering 24/7 support for your customers as they travel because we have that number available for them. We're offering English-speaking guides. So I showed you the list of where people travel from around the world. If you're a Spanish-speaking person, you're on a Spanish-speaking tour. If you come from an English-speaking country, you're on an English-speaking tour. But we do something a little bit different, or we can, and this is by request. If you have clients in the USA and they're going on a trip, but their first language is Spanish, let's say. When you're on a tour and you're getting this great information and all these details, it might be easier for them to be on a Spanish-speaking tour. A Spanish-speaking tour versus an English-speaking tour. So if you have clients that are super comfortable in their original language, which happens to be Spanish, you can put in a request for us out of an English-speaking country, the US, for them to be put with Spanish-speaking customers with a Spanish-speaking guide on a Spanish-speaking tour. Now, those folks are not going to be from America. They're going to be from somewhere else. But it is something that we can offer you and your clients. So just keep that in the back of your brain somewhere. Your clients get guaranteed departures. And of course, we talk about the approval rating. Approval rating for our stuff is on the website. It's on our bookings. You can see it up front. So let's talk about you. I talked about registering. Once you register, we're going to do something that a lot of companies don't do. We have a team that's going to contact you. And they're going to say, "Hey, we noticed that you registered. Would you like to do onboarding?" It's really live, in person, in small group training. And we're going to teach you how to use the technology because the technology is really important as 95% of your work is going to be involved. In the booking tool, in the portal, on the website, you can do everything there. Yeah. We talked about the 48-hour price lock. We talked about if you are a national partner of ours, we offer what's called instant commission. So what is an instant commission? Some of our large partners decide that it's great that when you put your 60% deposit down, your first down payment is 60%. When you put that down, 30 days later, you get your first commission check or deposit because we do it by transfer, bank-to-bank transfer. 30 days later, you get that. And then the client travels and the remaining 40% is paid 30 days after their travel. And that's what instant commission is. And I see some of you going like, "But wait a minute, what if they cancel the trip and they don't go? What happens to the instant commission?" And the answer is we don't do commission recalls. It's our policy not to do commission recalls. And then your question is that, what? How does that happen? What do you mean? Well, if the client cancels the trip, right? Or if something crazy happens, like something crazy happened in, the Middle East with Israel and all of that fairly recently, a year ago, year and some ago, what we do is we move it into a credit. So the client has this credit They have it, we call it a wallet. They have it in their wallet and they can use it whenever they want to. And they don't have to use it on the original itinerary. They can use it to do whatever they want. So if they change their mind, they can go somewhere else. So that's instant commissions, and that's how that works. Now let's talk about your what I call paycheck, your paycheck. Because I know we work in travel because we love travel, but we also have bills to pay. If you have a family, you got kids in school, you got a mortgage, you've got college bills, you got electric bills, you got all kinds of bills to pay. And so full commission is simply this. We pay on the package. If the package is $4,000, your commission is 10%, you get 10% on $4,000. If you're at the top of our commission scale at 16%, you get 16% of a $10,000 package. That's it. Yeah. So I would pick to work with a company that pays you full commissions. Well, Dave, what about, do you pay commissions on the air? Publish air? Yeah, we pay commission on the air, remember? Pay commission on the full package. But Dave, are you saying that if we book a $4,300 per passenger ticket in business class and $1,200 of it is airport charges and taxes and surcharges and fees and all of that, you pay on the airport taxes, surcharges and fees and all of that? The answer is yes, we pay on the package. Some companies pay on different rate for the hotel, different rate for the tour, different rate for the air. If it's contract air, it's one rate. If it's published air, it's a different rate. Maybe there's no commission. I say, don't use those companies. I'm just kidding, of course. Use Exoticca. It's easy to understand. It's easy to calculate. Full commissions on all the trip components. We do not have any non-commissionable items. Keep that one not in the back of your brain. Keep that one in the front of your brain so that when you're choosing a business partner, hopefully we have what you want and you'll work with us. All right. I talked about registering. I talked about the live one-on-one training with small groups of 5 people. Did you know that when you do that with us, just to encourage you and to say, hey, thank you for joining us and thank you for completing the training, which is about 45 minutes of your time, we're going to offer you a $200 bonus commission that you can use when you make your first booking. So you make your first regular booking and you make your regular commission and you get a bonus $200. I don't know of any other company who's doing this stuff. So that is another one I want you to keep in the front of your brain because we want to encourage you. We recognize that when you do the training with us, you become more efficient. We know, because we do these internal reviews and analysis, we know that when you do the training, you book more, you book faster, and you're a better advisor partner for Exoticca. Yeah, so we have all that stuff lined up and set up for you. When you register and you log in, this is what your login page is going to look like. And I want you to look at the square that circles training. You can do some little training modules there. If you do it that way, you don't get the 200, but if you do the live one, you get the 200. This is also where you can go to schedule your onboarding. You open up the calendar, you pick your day, you pick your time, you pick Andrea, you pick Josephina, and there you go. You go do the training at the appointed time. Check this out. Here's a little mini review for you.
Hello, this is Andrea from Exoticca, and today I'm going to show you how to create a quote. First, please make sure you're correctly logged in through the agent portal. Then select the product that you would like to share with your customers. You can scroll down on our homepage and select any of the itineraries from the different categories that we offer. You also have the filters up top by destination or trip style, and of course the search bar to help you. For example, let's say you have customers interested in one of our tours to South Africa. You can use the destinations filter. First the continent and then the country. Now you'll have access to all the itineraries offered. click the See Trip option. You're now able to see all the trip details, such as availability, categories available for the hotels, the itinerary, our recommended departures, included activities, and optionals. For creating your quote, please select a departure city, the number of passengers, the hotel category, and finally, the dates they would like to travel. Our system will do the flight selection. You are able to personalize the trip by changing the flight options, adding extra nights, upgrading the category for the hotel, selecting rooming options, and adding optional activities. Once you've made your selections, review the information and select the download itinerary and travel contract option. A few seconds later, your quote will be ready to be shared with your customers. They will be able to review all the information for their tour and then proceed ahead with their booking. Thank you for choosing Exoticca.
So we talked about personalization of air from basic air to first class. Well, you may have a 3-star customer for the hotel, a 4 or 5-star. And you saw where Andrea talked about that. You can also choose a 3, 4, or 5-star option for your client. Yeah. So you can do some things like that. You can add in optional tours. So if a client loves going to museums, let's say, you can add that in. In some of our tours, we have the option to add in something like a cooking class. So we don't build the itinerary with cooking classes because not everyone wants to cook, not everyone's interested in that. It's a specialized interest. And if you're on tour somewhere and you see that, you can add that in for the client, right? So remember, we don't modify it, can't modify it, but you can personalize it so it matches a little bit more of the client's interest so they find that trip more exciting. And talking about exciting, here's what I am super excited about, because this stuff is going to help you build your brand, grow your business, and be a great partner with Exoticca. In the middle of the screen, you see ABC. I've got that little square around it. This is a website, not our website necessarily, your website, your social media page. We're going to help you brand it. One of the ways is that you can put your ABC Travel there. Yeah. You can put the other boxes you see it circled, contact information, agency logo, and so on and so forth. So these links that we're going to provide you with, they're essentially links, and you drop it in, and it could look like this if you have a website. These links will click back into Exoticca's booking engine. The links are pre-coded to ABC Travel, which is owned by Dave Hoshin, who lives in Oakland, California, under IATA such and such. When the client goes and they have a look about it, and they happen to book it, then it comes directly back to me at ABC Travel under my IATA and so on and so forth. And that's how we pay the commissions. If you are interested in this tool, stick a pin, wait, please, not too far. We're actually beta testing this stuff right now. It's going to be ready for general release pretty soon, hopefully in another 2 or 3 months, maybe less. I don't know. I'm not in the tech department, but they're working on it, is what I want to tell you. And I want you to think about this stuff. And speaking about building your business, whether through technology on your website and so on and so forth, we have, when you log into the booking engine, as you see how it looks here again, you see the boxes around marketing assets. You see the box around resource library. You click that, or you can click current offers. What you will see there is a bunch of flyers. Some of them are PDFs, some of them are PNGs or JPEGs, because JPEGs and PNG work with social media, PDFs don't. So you have those options, right? So you might want to download it and email it to someone, or you might want to drop it into your social feed. And so we have these different things going for you. In fact, we have some reels that I talked about, and I'll show you one of those in a little bit. So we talked and spent a lot of time on regular bookings, but let's talk about your spec or affinity groups or building out group business with Exoticca. A group is a private tour. A private tour can be done with 2 people. It can be done with a family of 4 or friends of 6 that want their own guide in their own transportation, elevated level of service. They want the exclusivity of being on their own. And a group is exactly that. It's private, it's exclusive, and it starts with 10 people in 5 rooms. Now, you work hard, you want to take people with you, you want to build your group, you want to travel with Dave situation, or you just like to build groups because that's your business model. Once you get to 20 people in 10 rooms, then you get the tour conductor credit, which means that the tour conductor is complimentary on the land. You just need to buy your international air. Okay? We'll work with you and quote in land only, or we'll work with you and quote. We first quote in land only, and then we add group air in after. So I just want to drop something in here real quick. You're like, oh, it's a group price. It's supposed to be cheaper. A group is exclusive. It's not necessarily cheaper than our everyday departures, but it is competitively priced. When we go to the airlines and we say, hey, we need 20 passengers, we need 30 passengers, and they're all coming out of 1 or 2 or 3 gateways. When we negotiate with the airline, we can't always guarantee the same price as if you bought 2 tickets together. What they actually do is they push the price up a little bit on us. But a part of traveling as a group means that everyone's together, and the value of that, the emotional content of that, to be with your family or your friends together, if you're an affinity group, or the people who like museums together kind of group, or the people who want to see churches together kind of group, they understand the value of that. And if you present it the right way, they're okay with paying a little bit more because they know you're providing something exclusive and unique to them. Yeah? All right, so that's a regular traditional group. Now, let's say you have a group, it doesn't quite work out, you wanted 12 people and it turns out that it's 8. What we're going to do is take those 8 people and put them in with our departures. So they'll be traveling with some other people that they don't know, but the 8 of them will be together, right? That situation is a little bit different. Prices are a little bit different, but everyone is different as we go. Groups are unique in a way that the prices by destination, by all of that, is a little bit different from just going into our departures. We have a designated groups department that will help you. And as things evolve and progress, you'll get your quotes, you'll get, if you modify it, you'll get updated information on that, and they work with you in a way that's easy to understand, and you can go ahead and book with us and build out your group business, okay? You saw in the middle here, industry leading perks. When you book a group with Exoticca, you earn 1 tour conductor credit for every passengers. But if it falls short, what we'll do is, because we can't give you the complimentary TC, we'll give you a 50% off, which as the organizer for the group, I think that's a great deal. It's kind of a win-win situation, okay? So we can talk a little bit more about this as we go. If you're not interested in it, we can take the conversation offline, but we're here to talk and to help you. Day 1, you put in a quote, you're like, hey, I want to go to Timbuktu. We send it back to you, that's day 1. You got 7 days to say, yes, I like the price. By day 37, we ask you to get $250 per person from your clients. That's a refundable deposit. So then it progresses to 4 months before departure. We ask you to collect 60% down payment, and that down payment is non-refundable. Of course, we take the $250 out from the 60%. So that's 4 months before, and then 2 months before travel, final payment, everything gets confirmed, and off you go to Timbuktu. However, if you are organizing a group, I urge you, remember that paycheck thing I talked about? This is a paycheck issue here, but it's a win-win. So instead of telling the clients pay 4 months before, 60% deposit, down payment 4 months before. You tell them they need to do it 6 months before. This is an option. You don't have to. So if they agree that they can do that, you collect that. And by collecting that, you make an extra 2% commission, right? So it's a good deal. But we have the clients in mind as well. So if the client pays a little bit earlier because you set up the payment plan that way, they get a free excursion up to the value of $150. Of course, you're going to build that out into the group, right? So this is a great promo. It's an option for you if you like groups, if you like to build one itinerary and sell it to 20 people, this is the way to go. Here are some of our recommended places that you travel with us. And our top-selling, best-selling things across Africa, the Americas, which is Central and South America, Dominican Republic and Mexico, across Asia, across Europe, across Oceania, which is Australia and New Zealand. We've got about 80 countries, 324 tours. And these prices that you see are starting from prices. These are real prices. Some of our best-selling tours right here. Great product for you to look at and for sell and to sell, and all of this is in the website. New products. Indonesia, we reformatted Greece, Mauritius, Treasures of Easter Island, we've got that. We've launched Hawaii fairly recently, a couple months ago. Netherlands, Belgium, Australia, New Zealand, and South India. We want clients to go away and just have a great time and be submerged in culture, be submerged in history, be submerged in the wonders of the world, be submerged in family travel. And this is a reel that's available to you to use on your social media. This is a brand new program for us. Check it out. Okay, so how does it work? Well, are we there yet? Are we there yet? No, we're not there yet. Are we there yet? Shorter transfer times. More free time to do what you want to do. Enriching activities for people of all ages and all fitness levels. You can build it out as groups. We try to balance it between sightseeing and free time. We use guides because now we're on a family program, so we tell all our partners in the destination that we need people who are trained to work with families. We are also setting up where the hotels that we use are easier to work with if you have a family together. Rooms are closer together on the same floor across the way from each other, that kind of thing, right? So we have all of those components in mind because we know that when you travel as a family, this stuff is super important. This is what makes a family trip fun. And we're thinking about that, and we're trying to provide exactly what the client is interested in, what they want. Again, some of the destinations that we have that we recommend for going with groups. If you're on the website, you can also filter this by family travel, so you can see exactly what we're offering. You don't need to memorize any of this stuff. Let's talk about the loyalty program and the President's Club, because once you register and you make your first booking, you're at the bronze level. And then as you sell up and you keep going, you're at 50,000 per year. You're at the silver level, the gold level, platinum level, and diamond level. There's something in this for everyone. And if you are at the diamond level, your perk is a one-time payout of $10,000. So you make your first booking, you're at 16%. That's it. Sorry, one booking doesn't qualify for anything much except for a 16% discount for your personal travel. And by the way, your personal travel means that you can utilize 2 rooms, and we say 5 people, but ideally it's 2 people, double occupancy. So you can take your family and get 2 rooms, or you can take your traveling friends and get 2 rooms at 16% discount. All right, so now you're working with us, you like Exoticca, you're at the silver level, you're like, yay, and we pay you $500 milestone, which is a one-time payment that we send off to you. And it doesn't stop there. You make your commission, and then you also get an extra $50 on every booking that you make. An extra $50. You can see it here on the chart. If you get to like platinum level, because you focus on Exoticca and you're booking groups and all of that with us now, let's say you're able to sell 250,000, you get a $2,000 one-time payout, and you make your regular commission plus an extra $150 on every booking that you make. And you just go, wow, this is so cool. I think this is really cool. I love this program. I love that it's set up that way. And I hope that you can grow your business with us to get to that level. So key contact information. A lot of this stuff is already with Spoil Agent, so you can find it there. And I'd like to open it up to Q&A. Sabrina.
I'm here. I'm just trying to take notes and choose what tour would I even be able to go on. Okay, guys, you see why I put Dave on the camera today. Don't tell anybody, but I think you're my new favorite presenter, and truly, truly. Okay, so you're so passionate and fantastic, and this whole presentation is blowing up. The agents, I don't even know. I think they're going to break the Q&A, but we've got lots of Q&A. I don't know how you're doing for time, Dave. We've got a couple dozen questions. Are you okay?
I have time.
Okay.
Lots of time.
Look at Elizabeth says this has been amazing. Definite. Like, just when you have a minute or many minutes, hopefully you can read through the chat box that I'll send you. There's been so many amazing comments. So thank you and well done, Dave. I know I
Thank you.
speak on behalf of everyone. We're just so excited for this. I kind of wish I was a travel agent. I could make all this money and go these great places. Everyone, if you have to run, we understand we are coming up on the hour soon. So go ahead. If you need to run, you still qualify for that Amazon card. And that Amazon gift card. Will know who the winner is by next week, probably Tuesday. They're randomly selected just by whoever was on until this point. So now I'm going to take it away with the Q&A. Again, if you have to run, no problem. So the first question here, I think you already answered, and many of them you might have answered through your presentation, but I'm going to go ahead. Will they customize a group? I saw that because you said they could even put cooking classes.
Well, so the itineraries set, when you go online, you find an itinerary that you like, you pick that one, you present it to the client. What you can do is pick a 3, 4, or 5-star hotel for them. What you can do is do the air that they want, right? If they don't care and they just travel with a backpack, they want basic air. But if they care a lot and they want lay flat seats on the airplane, we can get that for them as well. So let me give you an example of what you can add into a tour. Let's say you sell Spain, and when you get to Spain, Spain is famous for flamenco dancing, and they have these dinner shows. Or if you're in Portugal, they have the fado, which is the folk music, those shows for dinner. You can add that into the trip for them. You know, when they get to Spain, they're going to do it anyway. If I was selling Spain and Portugal, I would just add the flamenco show in there. I would just add the dinner show in there. Our itineraries generally don't come with dinner. Sometimes there are some dinners depending on where you're going in the world, but generally they don't. But once you look at the thing and you know what you're doing, you can just like, okay, they're in Spain, let's add the flamenco show. Well, how much is that? I don't know, it's maybe $100 a person or something around there. Add it in. Don't even discuss this with the client. Build it, show them that you understand them, that you know what's going on. Okay, another example. Let's say you're going to Peru, our #2 best-selling destination. We put them on the train, we're taking them up the mountain, but we offer the panoramic view. It's such lush, beautiful vegetation, and you're at the top of the world, so to speak. Why not just book the panoramic view and put them in there? They're going to appreciate it. They're going to enjoy the ride a little bit more. When they get up to Machu Picchu, it's kind of like a free day. All right, they can go around and do selfies, they can do shopping, they can explore the local scene, they can try some local cuisine, which is incidentally is guinea pig. So if you're adventurous, you can go do that. For that day, you're already at, is it 11,000, 12,000 feet altitude? People don't cope with that really well. Some people get headaches, you know, the thin air and all of this stuff. But if they're fit and they're young and they're adventurous and they really want to see the Sacred Valley up close and in person, you can add that tour in there for the client, and then they can go off into the Sacred Valley. It's a hike down and it's a hike back out. So we build itineraries so you have some free time. So it's fairly leisurely throughout your trip. But if people like to be busy and they want to learn more and know more and do more, you can add things in there for them. Of course, that changes the price point because, you know, the more you add is the more you get to do, but is the more money you spend.
It's the things that they're gonna do when they're there anyway. So why
Yes.
not book
Yeah.
it and then make commission on it?
Yeah. So the thing is, Serena, just like, you ever go buy a car? Do they start with the lowest price car? No. They start with the highest price car and then
That's
they go
right.
down.
That's
Because
right.
if
And
you
we
start
can't,
low, you can't go up.
and you can't sell from your own pocketbook. This is this client's dream. And this is, a trip of a lifetime that they're looking with Exotica. And it's already so affordable. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Someone threw in the chat, are there TA rates? So hold on. Yes, there are. I'm going to send you the spoiled agent link so you can see it real easy. But I'm going to go to the next question that I have in the Q&A. Again, if you have a question, help us out and put it in the Q&A, pretty please. What is the minimum group size? Does that exist? I think you said 2 people, right?
Yeah. So you can do a private group with sorry, not group. Get my phrasing right here. A private tour starts with 2 people.
Okay.
But once it hits 10 people, it qualifies for a group.
Okay.
10 people in 5 rooms qualify as a group. You don't have to book it as a group. You can book it through regular reservations. Pro tip, super important. If you're making 5 bookings, you need to let reservations know so they can tie all the 5 bookings together. Why is that important? Because they could end up on multiple buses in the destination. And if they're all friends, they're going to want to travel together. We want to tie the bookings together so they're with the same tour guide on the same bus, having the same experience at the same time.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about like the minimum sort of rules and regulations and things. I'm going to get all those out of the way. What's the
Okay.
required minimum of nights to book with air?
There's no required minimum. The tour is the tour. Our shortest tours are 9 days travel, so you lose 2 days traveling, and it's 7 nights in destination. Our
Okay.
longest tours are a month long, and if you want to do that, that exists in our Asia portfolio. If you want to do that, you can go away for a month. If you want to do something unusual, like if you want to go to Kenya on a safari, right? Where those groups are maxed at 6 because of the safari vehicle takes 6 people. They want to do Kenya, and then they just want to go to India after. We don't have a Kenya in the India combination multi-country trip. A client can actually go to Kenya, international air, we take care of it. They do the whole safari, international air from Kenya to Delhi. We take care of that. They do their trip in India and then international air back home. So you can do a back-to-back. You remember, you can pick the category of hotel, category of air, and you can add optionals. Those are building something for the client within the framework of what the itinerary offers. So you can't change the itinerary, but you can do some modifications or some personalizations like that for the client.
I love that. And speaking about air, does the client receive miles on their frequent flyer numbers?
Unfortunately not at this time.
Not okay, and that's okay. There's things to come.
Yeah.
We talked about group sizes. Do you have an option of including trip cancellation and travel protection? It's smart to keep the future trip credit.
Yes, Exotica does offer an internal waiver policy. That policy has some terms and conditions. Depending on which one you get, you've got to follow it closely. The better ones are like, oh, sorry, I can't go 30 days before travel. You cancel it, but you get a credit, right? Remember, we don't refund, we offer credits, and those credits don't expire.
Oh, okay, and they apply to the flights as well if they had to cancel?
Yeah. So if you have a package of $7,000 and for some reason you have to cancel and you cancel it, given the terms and conditions, we put the $7,000 on credit for you. It's in your wallet, and you can use it next year, the year after, and so on. You can use portions of it too. You don't have to use the whole shebang at the same time. But it is an internal Exotica waiver to assist you and the client. I will say this, travel insurance covers some of the things that we're doing, but travel insurance also covers, oops, I sprained my ankle because I was walking on cobblestone streets. Oops, something terrible happened in the family 3 days before departure. I can't go anymore.
Mm-hmm.
People typically don't cancel 2 months ahead. They don't cancel 30 days ahead. Typically, they don't. People typically cancel a week or 2 weeks or even days before the trip. That's when the cancellation happens. Our waiver is great for the client who is well organized in their life. But if you're talking about unseen and unforeseen circumstances or accidents, travel insurance is better.
Yeah, I hear you.
And so
I
it's
love
up to you.
I
Yeah.
love your honesty and
Yeah, I mean,
transparency. You're so great. Yeah.
I'm here to just tell you what we offer and how it works, and it's great if you want it, but as an advisor, you really have to look out for the unforeseen circumstances that can arise because of your client. You know, you fall down and you break your arm and you're in a hospital. Well, our stuff doesn't cover that, but travel insurance does.
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
And then back to the trip planning, do you also have the option of shore trips and excursions?
Yeah, like we said before, if it's an optional, you can add it in. I like this phrase because it reminds me of something. The person said, short trips and excursions. It's like a cruise, right? You can't change the way the cruise works. You
Yeah.
get on the ship, you get off the ship. That's it. But
Yeah.
you can change the room that you're in on the cruise. And you can buy, if you like the alcohol, you can buy the alcohol package, or you can buy the upscale dining package, and you can add in get off the boat and see the stuff in Jamaica tour, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do that, and Exotica kind of works that way, if that helps you explain it that way.
Yeah.
Another way that helps you explain it, if you've been on a fam trip, raise your hand. I won't see you all, but if you've been on a fam trip, you know the fam trip is the fam trip. And the fam trip, typically, you want to go shopping, let's say. You want to buy souvenirs. Well, you say to whoever the fam conductor is, hey, do we have any free time on Tuesday? Can we stop by the market? Hey, we're in India. Can we stop by the spice market? Hey, we're in Chile. What's famous there? Can we stop by the wine store because the wine is great in Chile? Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. And then in regards to the trip planning as well, the itinerary starts at the airport arrival, question mark?
Yes, everyone gets met at the airport. You get met at the airport, you get put on a transfer, you get transferred to your hotel. The local guide is there, the guide picks you up. Day one, they take you around on the tour, they drop you off. That day, the first day is busy, so they drop you off at 6 o'clock. You go off and have dinner on your own. Day two, they pick you up, you run around the tour. That day is easy. They drop you off at 4 o'clock. The day after, they pick you up, they carry you to the airport, you get on a plane, you fly somewhere to a different city. Tour guide meets you in that local city. They meet you on the other end. They put you at the hotel, they take you on a tour. The next day, repeat. The next day, get back on a plane, fly somewhere else, and so forth. We have 3 touring styles. We have escorted. So if you're in the Middle East, what we call the Middle East generally, that's escorted. That means that you have one person with you all the time. Yep.
Okay.
Most that's how that works. 95% of what you sell is going to be guided, which is what I explained. Day one, they pick you up, take you on tour, bring you back. Day two, and so forth. So that's guided, and the local guide takes care of you every step of the way. The third touring style is semi-guided. So someone put in there, wow, I didn't know they had Japan. Well, if you go to Japan with us, it's going to be self-guided trip. Self-guided works kind of like an FIT. You're at your hotel and you're going to see the cherry blossoms, but you've got to find your way to the cherry blossom meeting point, and then it's a walking tour, and then there's a cherry blossom guide who explains the different cherry blossoms to you, right? That's like going to Europe and you go to the Spanish Steps to meet the guide that tells you about the Spanish Steps, and then they walk over to the fountain where you flip the coins in and that sort of thing. So that's how our self-guided trips work. Our guided trips, I explained, and our escorted trips is a primary point of contact that's with you all the time. So if you went to Egypt, it's more of an escorted trip. If you go to India, it's more of an escorted trip. If you go to Morocco and Jordan and Israel, it's more of an escorted trip. But if you go to Europe and Central and South America, it's a self-guided trip. Make sense?
Yeah,
If
completely.
you, yeah. Okay, so
So,
there you go.
and I know I'm getting a few messages on the chat as well.
Yeah.
And we're going through everything as quick as we can. If you have to run, of course, and do me a favor, Dave, someone else asked, could you put the contact info back on the slide?
Okay.
Excuse me, in the presentation, if you could just go back a few, and everyone, I'm putting in the chat box the Exoticca page on Spoiled Agent. Why? This is great because you can reach out to your BDM and or person on your sales team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people in the US of A are at your service to support you. You've got emails and phone numbers right on Spoiled Agent for you. That's super easy because I know all of you have that already in your favorites. And then I'm going to continue on with the questions as we go. So, do you sell land only?
Yes, as an
Okay.
advisor, you can book land only.
Okay. And then, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, as an advisor, you can book land only because the
And
client has miles and all this other
and you
stuff.
just do that. Is that just the same process, or someone is asking,
Yeah,
how do you book land only?
when you're in the booking tool, when you click on the search bar for your local airport, scroll to the very end of that list and you'll see land only. Click that and it drops out the air and you can book land only.
Oh, perfect. And can you do that? Someone's asking, like, customizing if they want, they don't need a hotel or excursion every night because maybe they're staying with family or whatever. Is that something you can do, or is it all or nothing?
Yeah, it's all or nothing.
Okay, good to
Yeah,
know. That's for
yeah.
you, Anna, who asked that question. And the meeting point for the excursions, is that the hotel lobby?
Generally, yes.
Okay. And what's your number one selling destination?
Oh, good question.
I know you said Peru was number 2.
Oh man, when I first started here 2 years ago, it was Peru and Ecuador and the Galapagos Islands. And then all of a sudden, Portugal came out of nowhere. And so
Because you
Portugal
went.
is our number one. Peru is 2. Ecuador and Galapagos is 3. By the way, in Ecuador and Galapagos, we don't actually put you on a boat and you go in every day. We actually stay on land in San Cristobal. So you're right there. If the weather is bad, it doesn't matter, you know, because you're right there on land. So that's different. Then after that, it's Egypt. And then I think it's South Africa. South Africa is really popular. I love South Africa because it offers like 3, 4 different things in one tour: a safari, a city, wine tasting, and a little bit of adventure down in the south where you can see the penguins and swim with sharks and stuff like that, right? So it's like an ocean experience, and Africa safari experience, a big city experience, and just a bunch of city things to do, like wine tasting and so on. That's a great trip. And after South Africa, I believe it's Morocco.
I love it. Okay. Wow. You know what? It's so great. And I know some of you are seeing that we're just past the hour. Please go ahead if you need to. I love this part because it's like we're in a room together and learning so much with every answer. I want to congratulate you, Dave, again, because your answers are thorough and really helpful.
Thank you.
Bonnie was asking in general the pacing of the trip, like how much free time, like in general on your tours, or excuse me, you know what I mean? Like just in general,
Yeah.
could you speak to that a
Yeah.
bit, please?
Yeah. So I'll share what happened to me when I went to Chile, because that's more typical of 85% of what you sell are going to be like that, right? Our biggest options are also in Europe. We have more options in Europe than anywhere else. And then South America. And South America and Europe tend to work the same way as far as the touring style. So they meet you at, say, most days it's going to be a fairly leisurely meet in the lobby at the hotel, let's say 8:30, 9 o'clock. And then you go off on your trip. And one day might be busy with more stuff to do, but you're back at the hotel, say at 5 o'clock. The day after, it might be more leisurely, so you're done touring at 4 o'clock. So now you have time to like, where should I go for lunch? What should I do for dinner? And remember, you're on a bus with 20 other people, maybe 25, 30 people, and you'll make some friends. And if not, you just do your own thing. You can walk around, talk to the hotel front desk, look up great restaurants on your phone, which is what we did in Santiago. And we're off to the restaurant. We went to the mall. Some people went shopping because shopping was inexpensive. And this is for the designer bags. You know, I learned a lot about designer bags from that trip. And you can go shopping and you can do all of these things. They have these theme restaurants and all of that, right? So it's like going to Barcelona. Same thing. You just wander around because you have free time. Portugal, same thing. Italy, same thing, right? If you do tours with us in Argentina and Brazil, when you're in the city, which is where we put you, you have some of that going on. I talked about Peru. When you're at Machu Picchu, you have some free time to wander around and do things by yourself. If the client is uncomfortable, they don't speak Spanish, for instance, and they just want more, or they want a little bit of hand holding, you know, and you know who those clients are, you know what to do for them, just add the optional tour in there so they have something to do on the days that are super light.
Of course. Okay. And let me see what else. Let's talk about booking. Can we book using the Exoticca app?
The app is where you get your information when you travel. It's in real time. You don't have to be on Wi-Fi. It's just there. It is your itinerary on your phone.
Okay.
That's
And
the app.
okay, and then
You
sorry.
can book, you can use the phone, you can use your phone or computer and go and log into the website and make a booking that way if you want to. Yes.
Okay. And then speaking about apps, someone asked, what's the name of the travel agent mobile app? Was that the same one? That was just the app in general, right? It wasn't specific to agents.
the
Okay.
Exoticca app. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. And if travel advisors, I'm getting this question a lot. Do you have fam trips? Do you have travel agent rates? And the next one, if travel advisors take the tour, is the cost the same as posted on the website?
Yeah, so the advisor rates starts at 16%. And as you progress in the president's circle, if you're at the top of the level, your advisor rate is 25% discount. That's for your personal trips. Yeah. We have fam trips. It's limited. So we had for the Q1 next year, first quarter next year, I think we have like 3 or 4, and those get sold out in a very short space of time. How that works is that when we release the FAMs and the dates, you get an invitation if you're registered with us. You get an invitation. Those invitations come through on our Facebook page, the Exoticca main Facebook, and you can take advantage of it and sign up. And that goes through a review process back in Barcelona, which is our head office. And those reviews, the people who make it, so we categorize first option, and people say yes or no, I want to go. If you say no, then we move to the second option. And if they say no, we move to the third option. So we try to make it equitable. We try to give everyone a chance at this, but please, 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 please don't wait on a fam trip to go away on a trip with us. You know, it's a lot of thousands of people apply for these things, and it's only a handful because the fam trips go at like 20 people per trip. And if we only have 4 trips, that's 80 or 100 people, you know?
Yeah, no,
So
so
take
go.
advantage of take advantage of the personal trip discount.
Okay, and then in booking, can you build a group tour and have the travelers each pay individually?
Yes, there's payment links
That's
for all of this
magic.
stuff. You send them the payment link and they click it and they pay for it, and it's great. It's wonderful.
I feel like anything you ask Dave, you guys, he comes back with like the best answers and then some. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. How do I know if my host agency is already registered with Exotica?
Check your host agency platform, your internal page, look for your your preferred providers, and you'll find us there. If you still don't have an answer to that, the list is up. There's Natalie, Nancy, me, Kara, Michelle, Shayna, and Susan, and we're all here to help you.
Okay, great. Yeah, there's the list. And also you can find it in a link that I'm going to send you on Exotica's page and Spoiled Agent. I love how you have the emails and phone numbers for everyone. Okay, I recently changed agencies and need to update my details. Who do they go to? How do they notify someone? Because they tried the contact form on the website, but it's not
Yeah.
going through. Maybe a technical issue.
Yeah, so we don't allow modification of your profile that way. Things would be chaotic here at Exotica if we did. That's really the reason. It
Yeah.
would be all over the place, right? It would be a mess. So what you need to do, you can contact any of your salespeople here in that picture, or save this email. What is it? It's TA commissions at
Okay.
exotica.com. But contact us because we really want to know what's going on with you. And you know, the fact that you're changing agencies and you're still interested in working with us means that we should know who you are. I want to know who you are if that's going on in your world, because I'm here to help you. So email us, and it's an easy process. We send it off to someone that works on this stuff exclusively, and they make the adjustment. So they'll deactivate a profile and build a new profile for you, or just adjust your existing profile to change your IATA and stuff like that. And if you have a booking with us, and this is for everyone, if you're working with an agency and you have a booking with us and you happen to change agencies, legally, contractually, we are obligated to send the commissions to the record, IATA on record, the agency on record.
Of
So if
course.
you're moving, you need to say to your former agency, hey, I worked on these bookings, I want to move them over. And then once you get like, yeah, it's okay to move Dave, these bookings, ABC, XYZ, LMNOP from Exotica over to Dave, we just need that written down in an email, and then we send it off to our people in Barcelona, and they make the adjustment. So when the commissions get paid, they go to your new agency or your new affiliate, or, you know, whatever you're doing.
Of course. Okay.
Yeah.
And how far in advance can you book a package? I have some clients who want to book in 2027.
Yeah, good question. So there's a caveat to that. Airlines reduce the schedule, the publish your schedule 11 months ahead, which means that you can book air land 11 months ahead. Yeah. Remember, I said that you can book land only, and if it's available, you can book land only. But then if you do that, you have to buy air separately from Exotica. And then there is a third way, and it's not always available sometimes. And I can't, you know, I can't speak about a year and a half in the future, let's say.
Of
But
course.
we do have a policy in place at Exotica, and if it's applicable, you'll see it available to you, or you can call reservations for it. We will guarantee the price today of something 14 months in the future, which means that Exotica is simply saying, we're taking a bet that this price is going to be roughly the same 14 months in the future than it is today, and we'll hold that price for you for an
Okay.
airline package.
Mhm.
Here's the deal though. Here's the deal though. The air that you pick today might not exist in the future, meaning that the schedule, it might be a shorter departure, it might be rerouted, it might be a lot of things that the airlines do. So that's a complexity. If you're building a group, remember, we can give you the group quote, 12 months, 16 months, 2 years in advance. We'll work to do that for you, but the first quote on the group is going to be land only. And then as you get into payments, you can figure out if we're going to do air and all this other stuff after. But as you work through that process, the groups department will guide you every step of the way.
Okay. And when you're registering, is the true code accepted as one of the agent IDs?
Yeah, you can use True, Clear, IATA.
Okay, perfect. And is the training being recorded? Always, every single time, every webinar we do, it's recorded, and it only gets sent to people who weren't able to make it, because often agents might be busy and they just signed up because they want to go, but they're going to watch it on their own time. So we have a wonderful webinar library where you can view those. And in the case of today's session, that will be live as of tomorrow on the Exoticca page. I'm going to throw the link in there for you in the chat right now once more. And next one is, okay, does the travel agent have to travel with the group?
No.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Does Exotica send out, actually, you know what? This person told me they had to leave, so I'm going to leave those for you, Dave. I'll send you these questions. This
Okay.
person had to run to a meeting and there was a few questions outstanding. We'll just leave those. Do you offer European rail?
I don't know. I have to look at that specific itineraries to see if it includes rail or not.
Okay, perfect. I am going to
And as
leave
you,
that for you to see.
yeah, remember you go to the top left and you pick destinations, you pick the continent, you pick the country, and then you look at all the itineraries, you click see details on the itinerary, it'll spell out what happens every step of every day in the itinerary for you, so you can see what's included in all of that.
Okay, perfect. And you mentioned, Lena asks, you mentioned that payment was with a bank transfer, question mark. Can clients pay deposits and balances by credit card?
Yeah, and they can do split cards and split payments and all this other stuff, and there are payment links to take care of all of that for you.
So at Christmas, when everybody's drinking, I'll ask them all for their credit card and then I'll book my trip with you. I love it. Thank you. That's a
Yeah.
great idea. Okay, okay, can you repeat the difference on taking live versus online training, please? I think it was a $200 bonus that the agents get if they take live training. Is that correct?
That is true. Now, if you go watch that little video like I showed you with Andrea showing South Africa booking, that's the video that you watch. Great.
Okay.
Wonderful. But if you talk to Andrea in real live time, then you get the $200 bonus.
Okay, and then Cassandra's really keen on having this website. So I'm going to leave Cassandra. We see your question. I'm going to leave that for Dave so he can see that. I can see your area code is 469, so I'm not sure exactly who your BDM is because I'm a little rusty on my area codes. But doesn't matter. I'll leave that for Dave and he'll have the appropriate person reach out to you.
What state are you in? Because if you can see the slides with the sales team, it's color coded.
There
So
you go.
what state are you in, Cassandra?
And then, yeah, then you know who your BDM is. That's
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Now, next one, are there any complications that will happen with rooms in terms of kids being booked in? I guess it depends on the kids. No, just joking.
Yeah, it does depend on the kids. It depends on the child's age. It depends on the hotel. That's a hard question. I would need more details to be able to.
Yeah, sure, no problem. And I'll highlight those for you when I send you the report.
Yeah.
Do you offer transfers from the airport if flights were not included?
No.
No, okay, makes sense. Aida says Machu Picchu has been a challenge for me. I'm glad we could do it with Exotica. Do they do travel advisories and passport requirements for Peru?
I'm gonna tell you what my favorite website for getting that information very quickly is Sherpa, SHERPA, because it'll give you links that take you directly to the US State Department website, which is what you should send your clients.
Wow, that's awesome.
Exotica legally cannot tell you any of this stuff, right? Everyone, if they need a visa, send them the link to the country, to US State Department website. The client needs to go figure out some of this stuff on their own. you as an intermediary, if you offer passport services and visa services, that's great. You can do it for the client, but most people don't. And this is a way to get the client involved because they do have to do some stuff on their own.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm just saying.
I
Yeah.
love that. I'm gonna bookmark that right now. Thank you. What a great tool. Dave, you just like never stop being amazing. Okay. Cassandra says they're in Texas, so
So that's me for the time being, because we had someone in Texas, but they went to another company. So let me know whatever help you need, Cassandra.
that's Cassandra. Yay, Cassandra, look at you, lucky girl, you get Dave. I bet you everyone's like, woo, I want Dave. I'm sure
Yeah.
all your team is amazing. Okay, I've got the rest of the questions are good. That's it. Wow, 40, almost 50 questions. Thank you, agents, because they're the best looking, the highest paid, and the smartest. That's spoiled agents. And so they asked the questions, and your answers were amazing. You were like the perfect match. And one of them actually reached out to me and said on the chat, "Thank you. This is what we've been waiting for." You know, and I knew that. So thanks, Dave, for saying yes to being our partner, and thanks for such a fabulous presentation. So you have all the BDM info. You have the links that you need to keep going and get selling these amazing products, spoiled agents. And we can't wait to see you. Remember, mark your calendars for the 12 days after Christmas, because you know Exotica is going to be in there somewhere. I can't tell you when. You know, it's a cool, fun daily thing that we do. So mark your calendars, and we really appreciate everything you do. Any last words, Dave?
Yeah, I saw a question about instant commission. Let's take that offline. I can help you and answer
Yeah, she had to
you
run,
with.
so I'm going to share all
Yeah,
of their questions with you.
cool. Okay. You know, I'm so excited to be a part of Spoil Agent. And now that I actually get to do a webinar, I'm like, oh my gosh, how can I just be your best friends and just help you with Exotica? It's really cool. I do a lot of these, and this by far, I'm blown. It's like, wow, you guys are awesome.
That's how we feel about you. Truly, true.
Yeah. Thank you
Well,
so
thank you.
much.
Lots of gratitude for you, Dave. Santa's going to bring you all the presents because you're amazing.
Thank you. As they say in India, namaste.
Namaste, Dave. I love it. Everyone have a beautiful day, and we'll see you really soon, hopefully on another Exotica webinar, and of course with our 12 days after Christmas. Bye, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
all. Bye.
Bye.